Your ship has come in. Congratulations, you're rich. The price of gold, the price of silver have skyrocketed. We know the fundamental reasons why. It finally has happened. But the big question is, are you prepared? It's fun to dream. It's fun to think, oh, the price of silver is going to go to the moon. The price of gold will take off. Are you prepared for the emotions you'll face, the decisions you'll have to make if and when it does happen? And doesn't it feel like right now we're on the precipice of it happening? We have a confluence of factors occurring right before our very eyes that could soon result in skyrocketing prices for gold and silver, but you need to be prepared because it's fun to dream. It's fun to think about it happening, but when it actually does, you could be faced with some very difficult decisions. In this video, basement dwellers, we're going to talk about some strategies, some things to consider when the price of gold and silver skyrocket. Anyone who tells you there's a secret formula, how much gold and silver you should own, when you should buy, when you should sell, nobody knows exactly for sure, but there are some key components we can look at, strategies, so that you can have a plan to be prepared when the prices do take off. But first, let's say thank you to channel sponsor Pimbex, Pimbex. If you want to get your hands on some gold, silver, platinum group metals right now, check them out. You'll find they're a company you can trust. They have the best prices and the best service. And of course, let's say thank you to channel sponsor First Mining Gold, www.firstmininggold.com. You can learn about their several multi-million ounce deposit projects in Canada and our friends at Fortuna Silver. They're a gold and silver mining company with operations in Latin America and growing presence in West Africa. Isn't this why you own precious metals? To be prepared? So wouldn't it be wise to be prepared in terms of what you will do when the prices do explode? And why would we think they would explode? Well, let's take a quick look at history. We know all fiat, paper, unicorn fart dust currencies eventually go to zero. So to think that we couldn't see 10,000, 20,000, heck, even $1 million for the price of an ounce of gold is not out of the question. And if we look at countries in the past who've had currency crisis, Zimbabwe, Argentina, Germany, not that long ago, we can see that these types of price moves can come to fruition. But the key is you want to make sure you're prepared so that you can capitalize if and when this does occur. And the first thing you might want to consider has nothing to do with precious metals. To be prepared, you want to make sure you have a strong network of people around you, community, friends, family, co-workers. You want to make sure you have food secured for yourself, shelter, safety as well. While precious metals can help facilitate a lot of these things, you need to make sure those primary needs are in place first. Get to know your neighbors. Get to know a local food source. Make sure you have your primary needs taken care of. Now, again, having some gold and silver on hand will get you a long way in securing a lot of your primary needs if we get into a very hairy situation. But even if it's not a hairy situation, an apocalypse type situation, which I don't think is really all that likely to happen, you want to be prepared for what you'll do again when the prices of the metals go up so that you can capitalize. It'll be a very emotional experience for you. And anyone who's ever invested in assets knows that making decisions based on emotion usually doesn't work out that well. So now the price of silver and gold have skyrocketed. There's two key fundamental factors that I think you will benefit from considering if and when this does happen. First, you may want to consider trading some of your metals. If we get into a bubble situation where silver really takes off, there's a mania. Same thing with gold. you will want to consider trading some of your metals for real assets, other real assets, things like land, things like maybe rental properties, maybe even stocks in companies that own real assets. Companies that own timberland, all types of things are out there that you can look at where you may have a window of opportunity at very favorable exchange rates to change some of your precious metals into real hard assets. I wouldn't recommend converting metals into paper, right? Fiat, maybe CBDCs if that comes along. But I would recommend converting into real assets. The other big key for you to remember is don't do it all at once, or at least consider that. All or nothing type decisions can sometimes work out in your favor, but oftentimes work out against you. Who hasn't sold a stock? Who hasn't sold some gold or silver only to watch the price continue to go up and up and up? Look, likely as you acquired whatever silver or gold precious metals you own, you did it over time. You bought it at a number of different price points. I would advise against getting out all at once as well. And like I said, make sure when you do that you're trading for more real assets. You'll also want to keep a close eye on the gold to silver ratio. Look, we know recently it's been super high. 85, 90 ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold. Depending on your allocation between silver and gold, if that ratio comes back closer to more historic levels, or if it goes even lower, if we get a mania in a bubble in the silver market, and with maybe 20 ounces of silver, 15 ounces of silver, you can convert to gold. You'll want to keep an eye on that as well. Probably that's the most favorable trade to make between real assets, right? We talked about trading silver and gold for things like land, oil, real estate. But if you can trade amongst the metals at very favorable gold to silver ratio levels, you could likely come out way, way ahead. The key here is to keep an eye on relative values. If you use your house, for example, maybe your home would cost you the equivalent of 10,000 ounces of silver right now. If we get into a situation where a similar home to where you live right now could be acquired for 1,000 ounces, 500 ounces, we've even heard of homes selling for 100 ounces at times in history. That might be a good time to consider converting some metal into, again, residential real estate. The key is to have a plan. Don't just dream about prices, about values going way, way up, but have a plan in terms of what you will do if and when we get to that date. Hey, thank you for joining me here in the basement. You are the most important part of the basement. Please give this video a thumbs up, watch another video, and you can always subscribe to the channel. It's free, and we love to see you back here in the basement. Take care.